That's been one of the more exciting developments in recent years, no? I mean, to see how, the development of leagues like the B League in Japan and the KBL in Korea, where they're now recruiting very actively recruiting.
Is that good
talent.
for Philippine basketball or?
Long term, yes. Short term, it's a big challenge, right? Because in Japan, you can make currently, I think, more money playing there as a import for Silaki, for Ravenna, or Ray Parks. These guys, they're making, it's a big opportunity, and you make a lot of money. I think the competition between leagues will be good over time because it will force, like the PBA for so long has had the entire country to itself. And
actually,
It will
you
force the
mentioned
league
that.
to innovate.
Yeah, because the PBA is actually, last season, they had a Hong Kong team. And now Commissioner Marshall, who you're familiar with, he said that he is talking to Hong Kong now to see if we can have games there. Because the Bay Area Dragons are, I think, going to be joining again. Did you ever see this happening, that we would expand to include an away team, basically?
At the time, when I was working on the book, it's not something I expected to happen because it didn't feel like basketball was growing in the other countries in the region at a rate that it would ever make sense to sort of compete and collaborate the way that they're doing now. But it's great to see, I think, that, and it's great to see also the way that those other leagues, they want to beat the PBA teams, the Filipino teams, because they know that this is the second oldest pro league in the world, the oldest pro league in Asia, where the country that we come to get our Asian imports from. So it's like playing. Even though maybe in geopolitical terms, these are bigger fish, but in basketball terms, sometimes they're looking at the Philippines as the more developed basketball nation in some ways.
Rafe, you have a podcast produced by Puma Podcast called The Global Bounce, in which you talk about a golden age for Philippine basketball. And you say that our time on the global stage is coming. What are you seeing there? What makes you say that?
Is that going to happen in this World Cup?
Global, not just international, not just Asia.
I'm going to add to that, our chances of getting into the Olympics.
Oh, yeah, good question.
So to get into the Olympics, the Philippines would have to be the top finisher of all the Asian region teams in this World Cup. It's possible. I think it will depend on how Gilas fares in this group round, especially the first one. If they
What do you
can
think
win.
about the group that we're in? Group
Dominican
A, right,
Republic
Reg?
is strong, huh? I mean, and Italy.
Si Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, we saw he arrived last night. It's a big ask. I think the home crowds are going to help. Players around the world have experienced hostile crowds. I don't know if they've seen the enthusiasm that the Filipino crowds will bring.
Yeah.
But it's still, it's going to be a tough one. Jordan Clarkson, of course, playing with Gilas, coming from the Utah Jazz. They're expecting him to carry the team offensively. If he plays well, other teams get rattled. Crazy things can happen in international basketball. It would take some upsets, but it's not impossible.
So what's
We
your
need a
fearless
six-man.
forecast? How far can they go, you think?
Come on.
I know
be
the goal
honest.
is to get to the crossover round, so to be
Okay.
top 2 in the group.
Okay.
That's a good goal. I think the odds are probably against that happening. The last, in 2013, Gilas won 1 game in the World Cup. 1 win would be good. 2 wins should be the goal. If you've put a gun to my head, I'd say I wouldn't. It's hard to say. Oh, Gilas is beating Italy. Something's going to happen.
Right.
But that's you gotta hope for magic.
Okay, well, again, gun to your head. Who do you think is going to win?
I think that Gilas will do well for us. They'll
but the
make the
tournament.
country.
Who's
They're
gonna win the
not-
tournament?
win the tournament?
Yeah.
Team USA.
Oh, come on. He came all the way here to say that.
I'm sorry.
Okay, get out of my set.
Not even
Go
a
home,
European
go home.
team.
Okay, I have a serious question, though.
Spain, I think.
In this book,
Defending.
you were
Oh, yes,
immersed
he's
with
been
the
waiting
Alaska.
to have you sign the book,
Yeah,
by the way.
I know it's
That's
very
that's
old.
her book.
It is my
Oo.
book. So this is Rafe's book. I've had it for a while, as you can, the mildew.
Papasayin ba natin?
Papasahin natin mamaya.
Mamaya.
Pero you spent a lot of time with the Alaska Aces. That's basically who you immersed with, and a lot of your stories, of course, are through the eyes of the Alaska Aces. Since then, they have disbanded. They are now the Converge
Wala
Fiber
na.
Xers. But Coach Tim, Coach Tim is now in the coaching staff of Gilas, and how do you think his coaching will affect the game of the Philippine team?
Well, it seems like it's already made a big impact since he joined the Gilas coaching staff, which with head coach Chod Reyes, during the qualification stages, and you saw the team start to come together a little bit. They were having a rocky period at that time, and there was some controversy around it. I think maybe because of Coach, I think they were already a good coaching staff and very experienced, but the Ginebra brand in some ways that Coach Tim will brings with him kind of helps get the fans and the country on board, and also just to have another respected basketball mind there. Especially he's focusing, I think, a lot on defense in this World Cup for the team, and that's always been a strength of his in the PBA. So it's a big help.
Sabi nga nila, ito nga, Philippines has invested a lot in basketball. May it be if we win a medal or not, a trophy or not. Do you think it's merited that we put so much attention to this sport, given that we've won in weightlifting, we've won in other sports, we've won more medals elsewhere? What can you say about that? And taking a look at how the team has progressed, we've gotten far, but possibly, what can we do to get better out there? Given that we're short, alam mo, sabi nga nila, maliliit ang Pinoy, bakit nga ba tayo basketball ng basketball?
Pero I don't tatangkal ang mga manalarang Pilipino, di ba? I mean, we have Kai Soto now, 7'3".
So matatangkad na para sa'yo?
Oh, syempre. Pero I mean, so I think nutrition has improved over the generations.
Okay.
There are players are getting taller.
Ganito na lang, ano yung mga hindi pa nag-improve? Sa mga nakita mo dati?
Ayan, yung magulo sa mga powers sa basketball.
The politics.
The politics, always.
But what are you looking forward to seeing in this FIBA World Cup? May we get into the Olympics or not? What are you excited for the most? You said that basketball can break through regions, through the regional mindset of people. It has one common language that everybody can speak, no matter where you're from. What are you excited for in this FIBA World Cup?
I think seeing the basketball players from all over the world that will be visiting the country, both in this group stage and then the ones that come, hopefully we'll have Luka Doncic or whoever else afterwards. And seeing how they respond to how the embrace of the fans, the way that the country receives them, then they'll go home to Slovenia, to Serbia, to wherever they're from, and kind of spread the gospel of Philippine basketball and say, wow, they're different there. Iba talaga ang
Actually,
basketball sa
alam mo
Pilipinas.
tayo kasi mahal naman natin yung basketball, pero pag pumunta ka sa ibang bansa, hindi nila masyadong alam yung Pilipinas.
Well,
Except
hopefully,
to Croatia.
hopefully,
Actually, syempre, sa US.
Except when they've experienced it themselves, like Rafe, and also how strong we are on social media.
Right.
How rabid we can be online.
How rabid we can be.
Diba?
that's true,
Double-edged
that's
sword
true.
yung social media.
Good insights. Hopefully, they don't bring back stories of the traffic.